sit and go, oh, this footage of you just filming. How is this much time? Oh.
No one has as much
Hey,
time.
quiet on the set. Quiet on the set.
All right, we're good.
And cut. All right. Great seeing you guys. All right. Good seeing you.
Good, mate?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
So, John, how much is a fire rated 1 hour fire rated window cost?
Oh, this 1 hour flight, right? This is like $2,000.
$2,000.
Just for that. One and a wow.
Just leave it open.
In case the brewery catches
It was $4,000. It was $4,000 for the actual.
Yeah.
To actually get the bus. It's half off. So here we are.
Hey, and welcome to Hopcast.
Thanks for coming back, everybody.
I'm Brad Chmielewski.
My name is Ken. We're just jumping out of the gates. We have John and Pete from Haymarket Pub and Brewery, I guess, but not really just that anymore.
Now, see what we did.
What do you do
now,
with that?
Now it's brewery and pub. Because over here, the brewery's bigger than the pub.
Oh,
See what we did there?
Okay.
Right, so this is all too familiar. Us in a construction space.
It's a little deja vu, right? Was it about 5-6 years ago that we were doing this in Chicago?
Right.
But I feel like actually it's like a good luck thing. It worked out. It okay.
Yeah.
Because you guys came and we hung out and we sat on the rafter and you saw the construction occur and here we are again.
And we already have a floor this time.
Right, this is
Last time.
way better. This is
Feel pretty solid.
so we're up here in Michigan, about what, hour and a half from
Less than that.
Chicago or so. Yeah.
It's about 80 miles door to door from this Haymarket to the original Haymarket.
Okay. Easy run back and forth, I guess.
It's like one turn.
What's that?
It
Yeah.
really is.
Or a long zip line from the Hancock building.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're working on setting that up.
Was that in the budget?
The barge. The barge.
So the new brewery, like what brought you guys to Michigan instead of expanding the Chicago brewery?
Well, I mean, I'll start. I'll be honest. We looked in Chicago a lot, and we even had offers in on the property.
Okay.
But we also were looking outside the box, and John was the first person who said, "Hey, you know, we love Southwest Michigan. He's got property here." He's like, "Why don't we look over there?"
Selfish.
But honestly, we already have an existence in Chicago, and we live there. We love it, but we also come over here and we love it, and we spend the weekends, and we love the area. So he was like, "Hey, how do you feel about it?" It's actually faster than driving to like Aurora.
That's true. Yeah.
on some days, right? So we started looking and telling them what happened.
Yeah, I mean, when we started looking for space in Michigan, we were still looking everywhere in Chicago, suburban Chicago, and it, you know, we just we stumbled upon this beautiful land out here that was an old state police post in Bridgman, in the Lake Township, which is the neighboring township, owned it.
Right.
And the state police had moved out of it, you know, a couple of years ago, and they were, you know, sitting on the market, kind of doing nothing, and we were able to come in and, you know, squeeze it away from them.
I loved. We spent like a whole day with the economic development kind of arm of the area, and this lady Callie was driving us around and showing us this, and then she's like, "All right, well, we're done for the day, but hey, before you guys go, let me just show you this last piece of property. I mean, no one knows what to do with it. You're gonna hate it." And we pulled in, and John bought the moment.
Well, it's a massive land. Like, it's not just the building is huge. Like, we drove up and like the space is huge. Like, enormous.
It's 17 acres all in. About 11 of that is protected wetlands.
Oh.
And so that's on the south side of the property that
Whoa, we lost light.
We lost power. But it's back.
we have the extension cords running through the wetlands. That'll happen from time to time.
We're going to have to look into that.
Yeah, we gotta check that out.
Yeah.
It's still in construction.
Yeah, we're gonna fix that.
All right. Well, all right.
It's basically like lights go out. Drain.
It's going to really be a problem if we're in the middle of brewing.
Right.
Could be a problem, yeah.
But there's about 7 acres or 6 acres of really nicely manicured land, and there's a big parking lot there already, and so a lot of the systems were already here. The building we're standing in was constructed in 1995, so relatively new. But unfortunately, we had to gut the entire inside of it out. It was set up for offices, and there were actually holding cells right here, which for the state
That
police.
was the jail cell.
Okay.
And there's a helipad out back, and we're really trying to set the
We're gonna
scene
be
that
using that.
everybody should have a helipad.
Yeah, it's actually FAA registered, but you can legally land your helicopter right up at.
Or your drone. Or your drone.
It's gotta be a giant drone.
I don't think it's funnier. So you have your old space is pretty creepy. There's a lot. You
Thanks.
found a lot of weird shit in there when we were first running through.
There might have been people. Might have occurred.
But just the fact of this being an old police station, there has to have been some weird shit that you found.
There was the weird kind of scary shower.
There's a scary shower. There was the hole in the wall from where the gun had gone off in the evidence room.
Yes.
Yes, we heard about that story. I met a guy, a gentleman who's on the town board of Bridgman, and he used to work in this building, and he said that the officers all swore that there was a presence in the building. We've got a cemetery, the other side of the wetland.
Yeah, that's
cemetery.
yeah.
So we got,
What brewery in the world has their own wetlands, a cemetery, and a police station, and a helipad?
full circle.
I mean, I think that we have to be on some sort of historic register.
Oh yeah.
You heard it here, yeah. That's something.
Oh, and also we have pizza here.
Yeah, so we walked around the space. You kind of talked about what's going to happen in each room. Like we're standing in front of the brew house. Like what else are we going to expect from the new brewery here?
Yeah, I'm excited about we're trying to do what we did in Chicago in that the consumer, the customer, the beer lover is going to be able to come to the bar, come to the tap room, dining room, and the beer garden, but also feel like they're still part of the brewery and the kitchen. So it's all going to be exposed. You're going to be able to see all of it. You're going to be able to tour it. So when you're having your pint, you can see all the action.
Okay.
So we really like the fact that we can show how proud we are of our products, and the consumer can watch us make everything.
Right. And that's very similar to how you laid out the original brewery.
With the brew house right in the corner, pretty much in the corner of the dining room.
Mhm.
Sort of exactly the same setup here.
Like all big windows. Are you planning on kind of bringing a piece of Chicago to Southwest Michigan as kind of a
This
stamp?
guy, just bring him.
Yeah, from Chicago.
Well, I mean,
It's like identity-wise, how do you do
yeah.
that?
Well, what we're really going to be focusing on for the food aspect is we're going to make all the same amazing beers that we already make in Chicago. So we'll bring that here. But food aspect, we're going to be bringing our own sausages and all of our from scratch foods. And actually, we're bringing them from Chicago. We're getting registered so we can actually have the prep kitchen stay in Chicago. We can actually bring everything here for the kitchen. So I feel like you'll get the same culinary experience, the same beer experience at both places.
And so it'll be pizzas, sausages, sandwiches,
Salads.
Yeah, we're looking at it'll be a pretty simple menu.
Yeah,
Well,
you
you
gotta
have
have
to throw it on. Pete needs a salad once.
Every once in a
I'll
while.
make friends with salad.
We all the cooking in the kitchen here will be done on 2 wood burning pizza ovens. So they're dome style Italian wood burning pizza ovens from this guy Mario Punto in Italy, and one will burn at 800 degrees, and we'll put pizzas on it. The other one will run at about 500, 600, and we'll be firing sausages and chicken or whatever else we decide to cook. But it was funny when we were designing the space for the architects. They asked, where do you want natural gas in the kitchen? We're like, nowhere. This is it. All we're doing is logs in an oven. That's the only cooking method. So
Yeah,
it'll all be
no
fire,
fryers.
all fire cooking here.
Yeah, no fryers, no flat top, no grill. It's all wood fires.
Was that a new learning experience for the chefs to have to figure that out, or?
This guy went to pizza school.
I went to pizza boot camp.
Yeah,
There's
there
bad
is.
rules.
Yeah, it was like
And
$4
it's
grand.
Like the prom school.
And it's in Denver, which is
Okay.
really makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
you know,
in Michigan. Yeah.
well, marijuana and pizza go together.
Fair point.
Yeah, we went to, the woman we're buying the ovens from, who's the importer, has a test kitchen in Denver. So we went out and spent 4 or 5 days. We have a friend who has a mobile oven. He runs a catering company called Grateful Bites, and Matt Halley. And we've been kind of following him around a bit, and we were all intrigued by this wood burning oven that he totes around and does events with. And we were talking about kind of what we were going to do for the menu here, and thinking like, why don't we do? I think we can do it all with wood burning oven. I mean, there's so much you can cook in there besides pizza. So it'll be a pizza-centric menu for sure, but we'll have a handful of other things on there. It's going to be food program over here is pretty simple. It's really about it's about the beer in the tap room, and the food's going to be there to help you so.
And so speaking of beer, run through a lot of beers at the Chicago location. What are we bringing to the production facility?
I am so excited about our flagship brand is going to be alcoholic root beer. Did you just throw up your mouth on that?
Is that new?
Just hoping they bring neutral spirits. Sorry. Just hoping they bring neutral spirits.
No. We're super excited. We've really dialed in 4 or 5 of our core brands. We've been running for over 5 years now. So we'll be bringing the Pilsner over here. Speaker's Wagon Pilsner. We'll be bringing the Alistair IPA and Matthias Imperial IPA. And those 3 will be all produced here. So then at the brew pub, we'll actually sell it back to Chicago, and that will open up the brew pub to even make more varieties, more brands.
Okay.
So, and then we're also going to be doing our Belgian Pale Ale, which is currently called Oscar's Pardon, but apparently there's a brewery called Oscar. I don't know if you've heard of that or not.
A lot of litigation.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yes.
And then our Belgian IPA, which is actually called Angry Birds, but apparently that's also taken. And then we're working on we've trademarked our Indignant bourbon barrel aged imperial stout. We're really excited about getting that going, and there'll be versions of that. So like Claire's Thirsty is the raspberry Indignant. So we'll be doing a lot of barrel aging. There's a big piece of property out back that we can house barrels in. So we have a really nice kind of well thought out line of brands that we'll be hitting the market with, and I think we're going to do 4 different cans like all at once to start. So and then a bunch of different drafts. We'll have seasonal drafts and things to start, and then once we get through the construction process and get the canning line up and running, we're going to be doing bombers of seasonal beers and one-offs and things. That'll be next year, but we're excited.
And you have a 15 barrel at the original Chicago location. What's the upgrade look like here, and how do you transfer those beers from that old system to a new?
Illegally in a truck. Oh no, shit, no. You meant
A barge.
You meant
No.
the recipe.
Yes.
A barge. I don't want to say no. So we're going to go to a 30 barrel brew house here, 3 vessels, so separate whirlpools. So we can do 2 brews in a day in about 4 hours longer than it takes to make a batch of beer on a single brew house. So the actual whirlpool really gives us a lot of more leverage to be able to make more beer in a small amount of time. But it'll be the same recipes, the same ingredients, same quality standards. And it's one of those things that if you know your equipment and you know your grain, you know your water, you know your hops, you can transfer from 5 gallons to 15 to a barrel to 15 barrels to 30 barrels very easily, as long as you are thinking through the process and you know your ingredients and you know your recipe. So I think it'll be a seamless transition from 15 to 30 barrels and actually 60 barrel fermenters. In my last job before we opened up Haymarket at Rock Bottom, we had 33 barrel fermenters. So
Okay.
it's not
Kind of 10 barrels.
It's not and so I can brew 3 times and fill up 1 tank. So it's not a giant leap at all by any means for us, and we're very comfortable and excited about being able to make the amount of beer that will get us to market and actually be able to connect with more consumers and more beer lovers, because it's hard at a brew pub level because all you have is crowd.
Right.
So you might go to a party and bring a growler, but you might.
Your friend, like, how do I get that beer? Like,
Yeah.
well, you gotta go there. Like, I don't know where that is. I go to Jewel. I don't see it there.
And we don't have any space or really extra capacity in Chicago, you know, to package anything. We could have.
You filled that up pretty good.
Yeah, we honestly, we sell 400 barrels a year of beer that we don't make. So, I mean, that's a big number, and that's just inside of our building. So, yeah, I'm really getting worried about this whole power thing.
It's back, don't worry.
Yeah,
It's fine.
it's great. Sorry, yeah. How'd that canning run go? A few times.
We got some low fills.
40-foot tall pile of cans now. This is going to be really good. You guys have to come back when we actually do our first canning run and see if the power stays on. No, but we literally sell over 400 barrels of beer that we don't make. So we have plenty of room to add beer of our own to our own location. We still want to stay a beer bar, a beer-centric location, that destination place that has great beer, great food, lots of different variety. But we want to be able to carry more of our own beer.
So you're coming here. You're gonna be the head brewmaster here. Like, what's happening there? Like, as someone who's there, the beer's gonna suffer. Like, you have your team that's gonna like bash that up.
Basically, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do. I'm just going to survive. No, the cool thing is about how we're actually really close. It's not that far, so I can
Brew beer in the
easily,
morning.
yeah,
down there at
I
night.
could actually come here, brew, and still get home for dinner. Like it's that close. So the thought process is I've got two really good guys rocking it out in Chicago. We work really closely together. I'll still organize kind of the schedule and everything. The recipes are all still mine. They've been doing some of their recipes too, so they're having fun and they're doing a great job. So I'm confident that they can operate that brewery the same as it's been going, since day one. So nothing's going to suffer. It might even get better because I got young, happy, fun talent that wants to they want to do stuff. So yeah, so I'll get
most visible.
I'll get out of the way, and they might actually have a happier existence. And then so I'll be over here, especially especially when we get up and running, I'll be over here all the time. I'll be crashing at his house. Sorry. And then I'm going to figure it out. My wife and I have been talking. Where do you want to stay? I mean, we might end up moving to Michigan. I don't know. It's one of those kind of great problems to have is we don't have to figure it out yet, and it's so close to the other place, and both places are both awesome to be at. Like I love being in Chicago. I love being in television. So we don't have to figure it out yet.
But the staff and like the assistant brewer and other people here for a production brewery has got to be just thinking about that.
Well, I mean, like the two guys in Chicago will be Trevor and Eric will be coming over in the beginning and getting everything just because they're used to.
They know the
they
recipe.
know Pete's MO, which is what makes good beer, and they're making it over. They're doing it. They're doing the job over there, and so having them here during the startup, getting some of the other staff here trained in kind of the practices that they've that have been ingrained in them is, I think, a really important part of it. And I think we're almost a little. I'm almost a little nervous about how unstressed we are about training a staff over here because we've got such a great team over there, and we fully plan to use them every bit to come over and kind of set the wheels in motion on this side.
Yeah, I think with not only the brewery staff, but with the front of the house bar and with the kitchen staff, we're planning on rolling with bringing over our rock stars from Chicago location to help train and kind of guide and show folks how we do things, and then they go back to whence they came, and then hopefully everyone from this area rock and rolls.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be easier for me to have my two brewers that I've already trained help train people here on how I train. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
makes sense.
so that way there's.
This is the way Pete likes it.
Yeah. Seriously, and same with
Don't ask why.
Why?
You just do it.
There's a lot of things I do that I have no idea why I do it, but it works. But same thing with the kitchen. Our chefs over there is going to be training everyone over here, and we're making our own pizza dough and our own sausages, and so it's. I hate to say it, but it's easier because we already have the talent in place to teach the new talent.
Okay.
So
You do seem more relaxed this time around.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're just really beat up.
It's
No, we just don't even respond.
It can't be as hard opening up a brewery in Chicago as
Right.
in another city. Like you've done it once in maybe one of the hardest cities to do it in, and now you're like, this is easy.
It's had its challenges. It's funny in both places. Our general contractor, it was their first gig building a brewery, and it's our Chicago general contractor, Mike Brick, has now gone on to build like 7 or 8.
Seven,
You know,
yeah.
he's-
7 that are open.
Yeah. So they're all still working. That's good. The guys over here, they haven't done it, yet either, but they're super confident. They're good friends of mine for years, and I feel really comfortable with them, and so it's enabled us to not have to be here every second, trying to micromanage something we're not with construction people. We don't really know how this stuff all works. We just kind of.
I don't even actually know how to make beer. I've been lying for 15 years. We've been buying kegs from some other brewery for the last 5 years. You had no
You
idea.
get a reasonable deal on it.
But you're jumping into a different aspect of the business, like distributing beer for the first time. Like, how aggressive is that going to be for you guys with beer coming out of here?
Aggressive, I don't know.
Where?
Wait a minute, we have to sell to distributors.
I'm not gonna stick my pit bull on the customers to drink my beer.
Don't buy
No.
that.
No, so our plan is, and we talked about this earlier. So I'll just have the same conversation that we had earlier about there's 2 different kind of modes or models, I should say. Sorry, there's 2 different kinds of models for distribution. One is as many places as possible, just get it all out there, and the other one is focusing on certain hubs and really focusing on getting it to market, getting it to the customer, and I think being able to focus more on quality, and also, for me, connecting with the consumer. And that's what I want to do. I want to be a lot of beer in a small area. So I'm able to go do brew dinners. He can go do brew dinners. Our chef can go do dinners. We can be at the stores and the bottle shops and the bars, and actually hang out with our consumers and be, because we're family owned. We're a small brand. We want to be out there with the actual consumer and the beer lover. And so we're going to start with just Chicagoland area and Southwest Michigan. And then we'll grow from there into next year. We'll grow into all of Michigan and all of Illinois, and then we'll see where we go from there. But I don't want to just open the doors and the floodgates and be in 17 states. I just feel like your brand suffers, your quality suffers, and you just can't connect with consumers.
I think that makes a lot of sense for you because you were Illinois Guild, Craft Beer Guild for so long with you, right? And so what's happening, the people,
And we've enjoyed being in Chicago with the pub, in a neighborhood that's come up, so
Right,
quickly,
yeah.
and that's gained us a little bit of recognition just being on that corner and in that spot.
Yeah, you guys were first on
Just
that
being
street.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
No, I say all the time, people are like, wow, you guys are in the anchor corner of the West Loop and all those restaurants, and you guys were visionaries. I can't believe you guys thought of that. It was such a great, and we're like, we're just really fucking lucky. We didn't have any idea. We just were like, where's a really big, cheap space?
There's nothing over here. There's a Chinese place and a dive bar.
Yeah,